Ladies and gentlemen, good men, good wives, children, young and old, boys, girls, everybody, welcome. I am the Quicksaber, and welcome to VRML. This is the championship. Everybody, we are in the postseason. This is week 2, and today I have a great matchup for you. Today we are going to see Wonderland versus Solitude. Guys, this is going to be a really good matchup. Whoever wins this one, this is double elimination now. So whoever wins this one is going to go to the next matchup, and it's going to be a good one. Now, I'm going to see now and check if they already picked up their next map picks and bans. And it looks like, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the bans and the picks. First up, from Wonderland, their first map ban is going to be Inferno. So Wonderland bans Inferno, excuse me. So let's go ahead and put that up on the thing here. Just a second here. But in the meantime, while I get that up on the board, we already have the next ban. The next ban from Solitude, ladies and gentlemen. If we could have a drum roll, it would be playing right now. It is going to be Manor. So Wonderland banning Inferno for their first ban, and Solitude banning Manor. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and put that up here before I forget. Oops. Got that switched around here. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the map 2 ban from Wonderland is going to be Museum. And last but not least, that leaves the last map ban from Solitude. And everybody, that is going to be, I have it here, Stall. So, just to wrap everything up, everybody, that is going to be a map ban of Inferno and Museum from Wonderland. And Solitude has decided to go ahead and ban Manor and Stallbreaker. So, some pretty hard maps. That's, if you don't know exactly what you're doing cohesion-wise, they're kind of hard to strategize on, excuse me. And with that, they're pretty common bans all around. Regardless, the first map pick is going to be Dust 2, which, if you don't know what you're doing, is a pretty easy map to get rolled on if you don't know your strats. But if that's going to be the first pick, and that does come from Wonderland, is that going to be to their advantage or to their disadvantage? We will soon find out, as I believe they're already ready to play here. Oh, but as I double checked, I might be wrong. So let me go ahead and finish updating everything here on my end. As we go through my fun little things here. And folks, while I do this, I do just want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, HyperX. Now, HyperX is one of those companies that has been serving gamers for quite a while now. I remember I built my first PC gaming rig back in 2015. I say that out loud, that's 10 years ago. And my first RAM was actually HyperX RAM. This was DDR3 at the time, which was quite an old piece of technology nowadays. But HyperX has been serving me and can serve you guys if you decide to invest in them. Nowadays, they're selling things like HyperX earbuds, which I won at a LAN a couple years ago now, which are still serving me pretty well. They have HyperX headphones, HyperX RAM, as I said before. Guys, HyperX is just one of those brands that I can always recommend, as I personally use them and I cannot recommend them enough. So thank you again to HyperX for not only sponsoring my time as a gamer personally, but also for sponsoring the VRML. With that being said, let me go ahead and see if our teams are in the match. Looks like they're still getting ready, so in the meantime, let's go ahead and see if we can take a look at some of their stats and see just what we're going to get into here. Here we go. Alright, so as I can see all this populate here, let's go ahead and focus down to NA. That's better. So as you can see, Wonderland takes a spot at number 2 here, and then we can see that Solitude takes a spot at number 7. Now, Solitude does seem to have a disadvantage here, but I do know that some of their players have been playing quite well for a while now. But then again, Wonderland's players have all been playing well for quite a lot longer. Let me go ahead and see if I can take a look here. Oh. Not quite. That's alright. Let me go ahead and see if they are already in their game. And they don't seem to be quite in the game yet. That's alright, guys. We're going to wait for them to enter in their matchups. In the meantime, here is some other excellent things that you can find in the VRML network.
Prepare to start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. Can somebody Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2-way.
Match point.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and I am happy to announce that we are ready to get right into the first map. So gentlemen, ladies, good men, good wives, everybody, you're either going to love to see this or you're going to hate to see it. But either way, Wonderland versus Solitude, Dust 2, Map 1 of Week 2 of the Championships. Here we go. If it didn't glitch right in front of me. Alright. So getting right into the first map here. Alright. Here we can see both teams are loaded in and ready to go. Starting off on Wonderland's roster, we can see that Elix. Oh man, this is not going to be fun for me. Alexis, Gabrikov, Wanton Valkyrie, Knives, Pawjobs / Vorkolab, Just Jude, and Crispin are going to be on the Wonderland roster for tonight. Oh, I'm so sorry. I got things a little bit mixed up. It looks like they actually do have some roster issues, which makes me assume... I'm assuming they have roster issues, considering that there are 3 Wonderland tags on the CT side and another Wonderland tag on the T side. Now, I am curious as to why I haven't seen the match restart, so maybe my information is mixed up and there's been some recent roster changes? I'm going to pretend that this is for real, and it looks like I think... Solitude side is going to be starting an A push here, as we can see that Crispin is able to take out the CT players over on A long, but unfortunately CT players Boris is able to finish up the T push over in mid, leaving Crispin with 1 HP in a 1v2. Now, I am very confused about the players here. I would assume that Just Jude is on the same team as Wonderland, but maybe I'm wrong. Regardless, assuming I am, Boris gets the kill on Crispin and takes the first round for Wonderland. I know that Boris and Lubden and Biggie Cheese are on Wonderland, so I knew that I know that CT is Wonderland, and Solitude, Crispin, Wonton are both on Solitude. So I guess this is the new roster. I apologize for the confusion, folks, but assuming that Wonderland just won the first pistol round, we can see that Queen Quack is going for a strong mid push here, looking to get an early pick. Can he find Winton Valley hiding behind the boxes? He can. And oh, he is going to take some damage. The other player hiding over in A long, but that does give the rest of Solitude time for the 3 players to push up and take B tunnels. However, we can see that Queen Quack doubles back, goes back up tunnels, and is able to take out Knives for the kill, leaving Just Jude in a 1v4 situation. Not a very good situation to be in, especially when all you have is just a little deagle. Here we can see Queen Kong flashing out, trying to find the last player. Oh, and even though Just Jude was fully flashed, and King Clock was able to get the kill. This is a very interesting match. Sorry, folks, I'll be honest. I'm fully expecting the match to kind of end at any second because I really thought that Just Jude was on Wonderland, but I guess my intel is wrong. I'm going to proceed as this is a real match, even though I said that before, but now I'm very serious about it. As we can see, Solitude is looking to perform a B push here. You can see they are delayed by that flashbang, but that is a flashbang that many players throw just to delay any potential pushes that might be coming. Now, it's a potential push. Does that mean that Boris knows that they're actually B tons? Probably not. Let's see what happens. We can see that a lot of Wonderland is moving towards B. Here we can see Alexis engages King Clock and gets the headshot through mid. Going to push off on that, and I think, oh, we do see 2 players are pushing towards Catwalk at the same time, possibly a diversion here. So it turns out that the B push was indeed a fake. As you can see the Cat players, no, never mind, they're faking me out. They went to B, to Catwalk, and now it looks like they're going back through middle and tons to B as they take out Boris, leaving Monster in a 1v3 situation now, as he is able to find the pick on the Wonton Valkyrie in mid, but with the bomb going to go down on B site, it's not a great situation, as Solitude does know where Monster is. Can Monster clutch up and make a play? It looks like Monster is indeed actually going to go ahead and save, which is the smart thing to do, as we can see that all the Solitude players have a really good angle on where he was on site, and so no matter where he entered from, whether that be through window or through doors, he probably would have died. So even though he's going to lose this round, he is able to get 2 guns for his team. So in the end, it's probably the best decision he could have done. But that being said, that does give Solitude their first round win. That being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the scoreboard here so we can see that Crispin leads the way at 3-2, Wonton 3-3, Alexis 2-3, Just Jude and Knives 0-2. Meanwhile, over on Wonderland, King Clock leads the way at 5-2, Bor V15 4-2, Monster 1-1, Lubden 1-2, and Biggie Cheese 1-2. We can see it looks like Solitude is going to lead off with a strong A play as Crispin is able to get a double kill onto both Lubden and Monster. And with that, they're going to go fast A. They're not going stealthy, they're going loud. Biggie Cheese is able to pick up Alexis over in mid as the rest of the Solitude players try to push out A long, but King Clock is able to hold Just Jude back. And the push seems to die down. The Knives is able to find Biggie Cheese through the smoke. But Boris able to find Knives in mid. Wonton finding King Clock on a site. But not before getting taken out by Boar 15, leaving Crispin in a 1v1 situation as Crispin is able to get the bomb plant down on the A. Now he could come from either Catwalk or a main, and Boris is going to choose to come down to the Catwalk. But it's not going to matter as Crispin, watching the angle, avoids the flashbang, is able to pick up the kill, securing the second round win and tying up the game for Solitude. Oh, I don't have my angle set. Oh, silly me. I thought I did. But it looks like that we could see Wonderland is going to choose to buy rifles as they have the economy to do so, same as Solitude. So it's going to be another evenly matched round here. And it does look like that Solitude is going to choose to lean towards A site this round. Unless they decide to do some, you know, a little bit of trickery. They could do some rotates. Mix it up a little bit. If they do choose to come through A long, however, we do see Monster is pushed up a little bit far to catch anybody. However, it looks like Solitude is going to choose to instead rotate all the way back towards B tons. Wonderland did leave a player on a B just in case, which is always smart. In a 5v5 situation, you always have a player, at least one, on both sides. And Bowler Rice says, oh, we'll talk about that later as Boris takes out Crispin while Wonton takes out King. Biggie Cheese takes out Wonton in return. As we can see, it's blow versus blow over in mid. But it is going to put Solitude in a pretty not optimal situation here, you could say. The bomb tries to go towards mid, but we do have two CTs defending it. And with only 30 seconds left on the clock, Solitude has to make a play. Wonderland seeing the rotate, they are able to take out Knives. But bomb with Just Jude is able to keep going. Oh, but not before Monster takes him out. And even though Alexis takes out Monster, he only has 10 seconds. The bomb was in Cat, and he's not going to have enough time to plant. And he's not going to have enough time to win. As he loses, and Wonderland takes the third round victory, giving them the advantage yet again as they go into the next round 3-2. Looking at the scoreboard, we can see that Boar V15 leads the way 7-3. King Quack 6-4. Biggie Cheese 4-2. Monster 2-3, and Lubden 1-3. Meanwhile, over on Solitude's side, we can see Crispin leads at 6-3, Wonton 5-5, Lexus 3-4, Just Jude 0-4, and Knives 1-4. Going back to the action now, we can see that Just Jude gets his first kill as he takes out Monster before Lubden does get a nice nade kill onto Crispin. For Lexus, over on Catwalk, is able to take out the last A player on Biggie Cheese. There is still a player on Car able to defend. It's Lubden. Can he get the kill? He cannot! As Gabry Cobb gets the kill and secures A site. Not before King Quack comes up on the flank on Catwalk. Boar 15 taking out Wonton. And Knives. And King Quack shuts out Just Jude. Completely shutting out Solitude. Now, that just shows you, folks, how quickly a good push can be turned into a negative one with just one kill. Folks, this is the championships, might I remind you. One mistake means either victory or defeat. Now, with that in mind, how will Solitude respond to that? It looks like they're going to lean towards B. You can see some utility going out towards mid to possibly delay any pushes. And a slow push with bomb into tons. Quiet as a mouse. Will the CTs see it? Oh, Crispin gets a nice headshot on the Boar V15 before he knew it hit him. as Lupton and Quing are taken out too before they knew as well. Although Alexis and Wonton were able to both get played. That being said, Biggie Cheese and Monster both in a 2v4 situation here, as Biggie Cheese is taking out Monster in the 1v4, takes out Just Jude, 1v3, but with 3 defenders left on his site and the bomb ticking away with only 30 seconds left, he is not able to clutch it out for Wonderland. Dying to Alexis Gorbachev, an end of replay, which means I gotta restart, folks. 1 quick second. We love Pavlov. We love Pavlov. We love Pavlov. Alright, let's see here. You guys didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. Alright, now I'm pretty sure they just lost before this. Yes, Monster taken out by Alexis Gorbachev on B, and that is going to give Solitude their 3rd round victory. And here we can see, folks, we are picking it off right. Alright, here we can see both teams are going to be able to buy. So, going in to the next to last round, what are we going to see? It just looks like Solitude is going to choose to do another A play. However, they could rotate like they have in the past. But with Monster, able to get the early intel, but is going to get picked himself by Crispin as Biggie Cheese is taken out on Catwalk, leaving only 1 more A player left. But is Lupton going to be seen by the other players? In fact, is he going to... he does choose to get the 1 shotgun kill onto Alexis, making himself know when he's on site, however. Which, while funny, is able to get Crispin before he's taken out by Knives on Catwalk, which is going to give Solitude the ability to plant the bomb on site, as Boris and King are going to attempt to retake from A long and Catwalk, as King is able to take out Just Jude on barrels. 2v2 situation now. Can the defenders defend? Not quite, as Borby15 takes out Knives, and he takes out Wonton Valkyrie, securing the 5th round for Wonderland, as they are going to take the half and lead into it 5-3. Or I'm sorry, they have 1 more round. Let's see what happens. Here we can see, going into the last round of the half, both teams have the economy to buy. What will they do? I think they're going to go B. That's my assumption. But if you know what they say about assumptions, you should know why I'm wrong. As we can see that King Clock does take out Alexis Gavrikov. .5v4 for Wonderland. Make that a 4v3 as King Quack and Wonton Valkyrie trade in mid. Borfi15 taking out Crispin over in B. That does cause a little bit of a rotate from Wonderland, as Borfi15 also takes out Knives over in tunnels. Not before Just Jude finds Biggie Cheese in mid. Unfortunately, that does leave Just Jude in a 1v3 situation here. Last round, no point in saving. He knows that enemies are falling along. Is he going to be able to get the kill? Makes himself known! Is able to find the headshot on the Boar V15. 1v2 situation here. 25 seconds left on the clock. I don't think he has enough time to plant the bomb. With only 15 seconds left, his last shot is just to find both players. And it looks like he's going to look for them in B tons. He is going to be able to find one with 5 seconds. Is he going to find the kill? Tries to throw the knife, misses, and unfortunately Lubden is able to take out the Just Jude and leads Wonderland in a 6-3 lead in the half as Boar V15 leads 13-5, followed by Queen Quack 12-6, Lubden 5-6, Biggie Cheese 4-6, and Monster 3-6. Meanwhile, over on Solitude, Crispin leads the way 9-6, Wonton 7-9, Alexis 8-7, Just Jude 3-8, and Knives 2-7. Moving on to the second half, we can see that Wonderland set up a classic 2-1-2, but Boar V15 is able to find 2 kills onto Catwalk before Knives is able to take out Lupton and Monster. Or, I'm sorry, Boar V15 found the kills on A-Long as he's able to find Just Jude. Biggie Cheese picking up Knives, leaving Alexis Gabarkov in a 1v3 situation over in mid. If this was me, I don't know if I could do it. You'd have to clutch up. And unfortunately, clutch up he did not as Boar V15 gets, I believe, a 4K for himself as he finds the kill on Alexis and gives Wonderland their next advantage into the second half as they now lead 7-3, putting Solitude in a pretty risky spot. If they don't win this next round here, which after losing a pistol round is pretty hard to do, they're going to be in a pretty hard spot to come back and win the match. But can they? Well, folks, that's what the championship is here to answer. Can the teams match up and figure it out? That remains to be seen, as it does look like Wonderland is choosing to do a pretty strong B push. They all run out of tunnels. Boar V15 is able to find the train onto Alexis as Knives is able to take out Lupton. But that is going to give the now T's the B site. Here we can see King Cock is able to take out Just Jude, putting everybody into an even situation, 3v3. It does look like the bomb is down on Catwalk, however, as King Cock is able to take out Crispin before getting taken out by Knives. Knives, the Biggie Cheese trading, that leaves Wonton and Monster in a 1v1 situation as Monster pick up the bomb. He's looking to go towards B, which seems to be the smart play, as we can see Wonton is towards A site, but he is creeping ever so slightly towards B, so he's not caught too off guard when the bomb is planted. And now Wonton has 45 seconds to figure out how to kill Monster and defuse the bomb, or defuse the bomb without being killed by Monster. Let's see if he can do either. We can see Monster is watching the tons, not expecting Wonton to go through doors. Wonton not checking. He's pretty sure he knows where Monster is. Is he going to check the corner? He is! And he does find the headshot on the Monster! And with 10 seconds left, can he defuse the bomb? He should have enough time as long as he doesn't make a mistake. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... But he made a mistake! And Wonton loses as Monster was able to survive long enough to secure the victory and give them the round win, as it now is 8-3 in Wonderland's advantage. Oh, man. I have been, and I'm sure many of us viewing have been in Wonton's position, where you were just one number, half a second too late. But unfortunately, that is what makes the champions and the non-champions. But it's only 8-3. They still have 7 rounds to come back and make a difference. Can they? As Crispin does seem to put a big advantage as they takes out B15 and Biggie Cheese, but Lubden is able to find Just Jude and King Quack, Alexis, tying it up again 3-3, forcing Solitude here to move into the CT spawn. An interesting play. Wonton Valkyrie is going to be taken out by Monster before getting taken out by Knives instead. 2v2 now. Crispin taking out Lubden, making a 2v1 for Monster, and with only 1 HP and both players knowing where he is, this is going to be tough. Oh, with the lag spike, oh, Monster is going to be rushing in the tunnels and not finding Crispin as he checked the wrong side. Crispin peeking out, finding the kill on the Monster, and tying it up just a little bit, making it 8-4. Taking a little bit look of a scoreboard here, we can see that Boar V15 still leads the way at 18-7, followed by King Quack 15-8, Biggie Cheese 6-8, Lubden 6-9, and Monster 4-9. Meanwhile, over on Solitude's side, Crispin still leads the way 13-8, followed by Knives 8-9, Alexis 9-10, Wonton 8-12, and Just Jude 3-11. We can see that it does look like Wonderland is choosing to lean towards A side. Boar V15 is able to find a cheeky knife kill on a Just Jude. Meanwhile, Knives, in retaliation, finds a headshot onto Lubden. 4v4. 1 minute left. We are able to see that Biggie Cheese is taken out by Crispin. Meanwhile, Knives and Monster trade out. And Monster is able to find the kill on the Crispin, which should give them A site. Except for the fact that Alexis was able to trade him out instead. That leaves Boris in a 1v2 situation against both Alexis and Wonton Valkyrie. And with the bomb down on Catwalk, 35 seconds, he doesn't have much of a choice but to try and take this site. He's able to find the headshot into Alexis. He's able to pick up the bomb with 30 seconds. He is able to pick it up. Can he make it to B side in time? I believe he is, as Wonton is still watching A side on barrels, expecting him to come from Catwalk any second. End of replay. Give me 1 second, folks. We love Pavlov. We love Pavlov. So close, 8-4. And here we go. Ah! I didn't see it. Ah! 8-4. Here we go. Alright, folks, we're back. Okay, we can see here now that we've been here a little bit. Let's just plus 10 seconds. Plus 10 seconds. Alright, 1v2 situation. Let's pick it up from here. As we can see that Boris is able to find the headshot again onto Alexis, and now we're back where we started. A 1v1 situation. Boris picking up the bomb and trying to make it to B site. I believe he has time. And is able to get the plant on the B site, now putting him in the defense against Wonton. 1v1 situation, Boar V15 with half HP, Wonton with full. Who can win? Both players know where they are. Is he going to pick up the door? I don't think so. He's not. And Wonton is going to be able to find the headshot on the Boar V15. You hate to see it if you're a Wonderland fan. But if you're a Solitude fan, you love to see it as Wonton finds the clutch and puts Solitude back in the game. As he's able to clip the bomb and give himself another round victory. Looking at the scoreboard here, Boar V15 leads the way 20-8. Queen 15-9, Biggie 6-9, Lubden 6-10, Monster 6-10. Meanwhile, over on Solitude, Crispin leads at 14-9, Knives 10-10, Wonton 9-12, Alexis 10-11, Just 3-11. But let's get back to the action as Alexis shuts down a push from B with an LMG. Call me a rapper, folks. But regardless, it does put Wonderland in a 4v5, now a 3v5 as we see Crispin takes out Lupton in mid. which does shut down the quick Wonderland play, as they're now going to choose to rotate, it seems. Or maybe do a fake rotate, as they do send Boar V15, who does find a pick on Knives in Catwalk. But Biggie Cheese is able to find Just Jude instead. But we can see the bomb is able to be planted on the A site here, leaving Alexis in a 1v2 situation. Can Alexis get the pick? With the LMG, he found one. Can he find two? He cannot, as Boar V15 is able to find the pick and gives Wonderland their game set match round of 9. As they only need one more round to take the map, while Solitude needs 5. We're going to see Wonderland is going to try and finish it off with an A-long push. Wonton Valkyrie trying to push up to give an early stop, fails as he's taken out by 4v15. As the rest of... Oh, 4v15 taken out by Crispin before getting taken out by King, before King gets taken out by Knives! Oh, Lord, there's blows and blows around. But King takes out Monster before getting some blows taken out by Cat. Biggie Cheese and Lubden now in a 2v2 situation. Make that a 1v2 for Biggie Cheese as Just Jude takes out Lubden. Can Biggie Cheese find the kill on Just Jude and Alexis? He does have the bomb. If he's able to get a sneaky plant off, he will get the advantage, but both players will know where he is. Luckily for Jude, it was oh! Luckily or not, doesn't matter, as Biggie Cheese and Just Jude end up trading out with just a single bullet from each, ending their lives, but bringing them forth to the next round. As we can see, going into the final round, both players are able to buy rifles, but unfortunately Wonderland not armor. Maybe they think they don't need it. Let's find out if they're right or not, as it looks like they're going to be going towards the B. Here we can see Wonderland making their big push out. We can see that King Quack is able to trade out with Volcron before Crispin takes out Biggie Cheese. Before Solitude is able to defuse the bomb and keep them in the game still at 9-7. They're still holding on, even a game point match. Going into the scoreboard here, we can see that Boar V15 still leads 25-10. King 17-12. Biggie Cheese 10-11. Lubden 6-13, and Monster 7-13. Meanwhile, Crispin leads 18-11. Knives 12-12. Wonton 12-15. Lexus 12-13, and Just Jude 5-15. That it does look like Wonderland is choosing to go for a fast B push as they're able to take out both Alexis and Lubden, able to take out Crispin immediately off the rip. Biggie Cheese is going to get an unfortunate team kill on the King. Doesn't matter as Boris, Monster, and Biggie Cheese are able to get a kill on the Wonton, Jude, and Crispin in succession. Ending the game, excuse me, as it is 10-7 Wonderland's favor. The final scoreboard 10-7. Boar V15, 26-10, King 18-13, Biggie Cheese 11-11, Lubden 7-13, and Monster 8-13. Meanwhile, Solitude finished strong with a score of Crispin 18-12, Knives 12-13, Wonton 12-16, Alexis 12-14, and Just Jude 5-16. And there you have it, folks. Wonderland is going to take Map 1, Week 2 of the postseason championship. Folks, that was an amazing game to watch. And before we get into the next one, we are just going to get everything ready for you. Just 1 second, and then we'll get right back into it.
Prepare to start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. And somebody Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Match point.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back to Wonderland versus Solitude. We are going to get right into map 2. As we can see, Wonderland was able to win Dust 2 pretty closely, 10-7. Solitude was able to put up a pretty close match. Now, can we see Solitude bring it back and win the second map? Ladies and gentlemen, good men and good wives, children of all ages, and adults, we are all going to find out right now. We are going to get into map 2, Stockpile. Let's get into it, folks. All right. And as we can see here, we are going to load up the match. And as we are loading in, folks, I just want to remind you all that we are all playing in preparation because in July, specifically July 25th, we are all going to be playing in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, as VRML Con 2025 is going to be taking place there, as we are going to see Pavlov, Onward, Veil, and Breachers all take the main stage and compete to see who could win a prize pool of $5,000 each for each game. Folks, if you want to find out more information about that and maybe even possibly attend yourself, maybe even compete if you're lucky enough, go ahead to VRML.com and find out more information. But with that being said, folks, my presets are not set. I don't know why they were deleted. I know they were before. But it looks like there is going to be a massacre of the Wonderland Solitude side as Monster is the sole survivor, taking the bomb to A, more than likely meaning that they're going to vote to end the match. Yes, indeed. which means that they need to change their server region, which is a pretty common issue for Pavlov, as you cannot set your region specifically. You can only change your region to North America and Europe or Asia. You can't, for, say, set it to Central America or Eastern America or anything like that, which should come in the future. But until then, we will just re-roll and get into the right match. I'll tell you what, in the meantime, while we are doing that, let's see if this is the right one. I just realized that I need to go ahead and change some overlays. Oh, I can't change it right now. Folks, I do just want to specify for the stream's sake, I do hate to put attention to it, but for those who have already noticed, the icons for the teams, you'll see that it looks like it is the Wrecked icon and the Death Wish icon. Those are not correct. The teams that are playing are actually Wonderland and Solitude. I'm trying to figure out why the scores aren't updating and the maps, or I'm sorry, the team icons aren't updating, but I'm having some issues figuring that as well, so... do bear with me in the meantime, but I do just want to make that clear for the stream, as it does look like this is the same match that they were trying to update as well. So do bear with me, folks. I do apologize for the technical difficulties here, and hopefully we get that sorted out here soon. Go ahead and try this one here. See if this one works. I do believe this is the right one, and while we load in, let me just go ahead and take a look at the chat. Bold Rice says, "Hey, I know this guy. His Quest 2 just died while in Shack matchmaking." Indeed it did. Folks, earlier today, my Quest 2, which I've had since 2020, almost 5 years now, officially died. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I'm very sad, but can I get a rip in the chat for my Quest 2? Sports Bastard 30 says, yeah, Spec Ops unit have to go on a mission with handguns and get kills and earn points, money, so they purchase better weapons for future missions. I remember doing something like that in Modern Warfare 3 Spec Ops, and that was a lot of fun. There was this like one dome map, and then there was another one that was like a train station or something. It was crazy. And then Hazmat says, Quicksaber, weren't you one of the VRML con who went to the gym when all of Eclipse was there talking about beating guys in the X8 fight? I'll talk about that one later, as it seems that Solitude and Wonderland are getting into it as they kick off the first round of Stockpile. Wanton Valkyrie find the first kill into Lubden, giving Solitude the early game advantage here. But it is Knives is able to get a kill and get the bomb, but Monster is able to get a bomb plant before dying to Knives. As Biggie Cheese, his bodyguard, also dives to Knives, which gives him full ample opportunity to defuse the bomb as the rest of Wonderland, or I'm sorry, Solitude is able to clear up Wonderland and give Solitude their first round win. Folks, that was an insane play. Getting the bomb down while the defender was still alive and able to kill him in the process, or not able to kill him in the process, was able to allow that defender to defuse the bomb mid-play. That's why you got to be careful. When you're playing that bomb, you got to make sure it's secure first. Let's see if Wonderland are going to learn from their mistakes here. So it looks like they're going to try to go towards B again. Wanton Valkyrie is able to find the kill on the Boris. Meanwhile, he is able to find the kill on the King as well over on a long Lubden. Find the nice sniper kill onto Just Jude. Monster creeping up mid, finding Wanton Valkyrie, putting Wonderland and Solitude. And it stands to 3v3. Not anymore, as Crispin, back again. Trades out with Big Cheese. Knives taking out Monster. Not before the bomb goes down. Can Wonderland this time defend the bomb? Let's see. Here we can see Solitude is starting to creep in, looking for those defenders. Bomb starting to get defused. Not able as Alexis getting taken out by Biggie Cheese before Knives getting taken out by Alexis. Knives finishing Biggie Cheese's job, finishing his job as he's able to defuse the rest of the bomb, and under Lubden's nose is able to secure the victory, giving Solitude their second round win over Wonderland. Going over the scoreboard here, we can see the Knives leads 4-0, Wonton 3-2, Crispin and Just Jude 1-1, Alexis 0-1. Meanwhile, over on Wonderland, Biggie Cheese leading the way 2-2, while Lubden, Monster, and Morris all have 1 kill to their name. Can they change that this round, as it looks like they're changing things up, going for a pretty quick, relatively quick B push. Alexis finding out Boris before Lubden finding out Just Jude. Lubden also picking up Wonton along the way. Crispin finding Lubden. Blows going back and forth here. But it is going to give King just enough time here to plant the bomb in the B site. Finding Knives as well. He is going to be able to position himself in a cubby, giving Crispin a pretty tough time as he now finds himself in a 1v2 situation. As he picks up Monster, but not before getting taken out by Quing himself, giving Wonderland their first round win, as Quing finds himself 2 kills and the first point on the board. Well, excuse me, folks, I'm just going to go ahead and set my camera angles, as I'm not sure why they were deleted. Again, say it with me, y'all. We love Pav TV. And here we can see, though, Pav TV aside, it does look like Wonderland is going to choose to go for a solid A push here, as Queen is able to find out Just Jude. And A main here is Wonton finding Boris in retaliation. Smoke going down, allowing Big Cheese to plant the bomb, though. King picking up Crispin before Wonton picks out Lubden in mid, evening it up to 3v3 again. Alexis finding Biggie Cheese. Monster and Alexis trading out. Monster in the 1v2. He does have the bomb plant advantage, finding Wonton. Oh, but Knives finds him. Does he have enough time to defuse the bomb? With 2 seconds on the clock left, Knives is able to defuse the bomb, giving Solitude their 3rd round advantage, making it 3-1 for Solitude. Excellent play by Knives there. Not only is it hard to clutch up and kill the last player, to also have the nerves to be able to defuse the bomb with only 6 seconds left as well is not the easiest task in the world. It really goes to show who are the pros and who are not in these high-level games. Now, that being said, it does look like Solitude chose to put only 1 person towards B here, which might not have been the best decision, as we can see that Wonderland chooses to push 3 players out, the bomb already being planted. King finding Wonton Valkyrie before Alexis finding Monster. King finding Knives, Just Jude finding King. Blow after blow, bomb down, but now we can see Just Jude is in a 1v2 situation. Make that a 0v2 as Boar V15 finds the kill with the deagle onto Just Jude. 3v2. And now, what's the economy situation of both teams? Both teams able to buy rifles. Both players able to buy rifles as well. Should even end up pretty well here. Can we see Wonderland tying it up again? Putting themselves back to the advantage they found themselves last map. Or are we going to see Solitude continue to chip away at their lead? Oh, but we can see a nice double kill from Wonton and Knives onto Lubden and Board V15 respectively. As we can see, the rest of Wonderland attempts to get their bomb on the site. We can see an attempted knife kill from Wonton, shut down by King, as Monster also finds Alexis. Knives trading out with Monster. That leaves both King and Biggie in a 2v2 situation against Crispin and Just Jude here. So you can see them creeping from B main. Crispin able to find King Quack on the site. Oh, and Just Jude finding Biggie Cheese as well. That should give Solitude their fourth round victory, excuse me. Just Jude defusing the bomb, and indeed giving Solitude their fourth round victory. Look at the scoreboard. Now we can see the Knives and Wonton both lead the way at 7 kills each. Crispin 4-4, Just Jude 3-4, Lexus 4-5. Meanwhile, over on Wonderland, King Quash leads the way, or Queen Quack, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that name right. I've been mispronouncing it all game. Leads the way at 7-5. However, Monster 6-6, Lubden 4-6, Biggie Cheese 3-4, and 4v15 2-5. Oh, Wonton with a nice nade picks up a double kill on both Lubden and King Quack before Biggie Cheese finds Wonton. Crispin is able to find Monster over on A-Long, completely shutting down the A-push from Wonderland, putting both Biggie Cheese and Boar V15 in an unfortunate 2v4 situation, as both of them have less than half HP left, as they're trying to make their way down mid, but Biggie Cheese is going to get shut down by Knives before... Where is their last player? Should be right here. Here he is. Board V15. Trying to just save something. But with all players knowing where he is, Just Jude is going to find him in Shack and take him out. Giving Solitude 5-2 victory. Much better score than they had last time around, that's for certain. Here we can see, even though they're down by 3 rounds, they're going in for the team huddle. Wonderland talking out in Discord, huddling it out. Team break, 3, 2, 1. Wait. Oh, folks, if only we could know what they're talking about. But whatever it was, I'm sure it was inspiring. It's probably something along the lines of, folks, we do not need to be down this much. We are ranked number 2. These guys are ranked number 7. But unfortunately, they do not realize that ranks don't necessarily mean anything. It comes down to pure gameplay. Just Jude able to find the nice 2K, make that a 3K. Unfortunately, as Monster is able to take out Biggie Cheese's own teammate, Lubden, taking out Crispin before Wonton finds Monster retaliation, leaving Lubden, the last player alive. Trying to go for the fake bomb plant, not quite doing so, as he is going to get flanked by Alexis, taking him out and shutting down the Wonderland play. The team huddle was not enough to get them the victory they were so hoping for. You hate to see it. Whoop, there goes that. I need that, folks. Again, folks, I do just want to apologize. You can see what the score really is for this map. Last map, Wonderland was able to beat Solitude, even though it shows the Wrecked and Deathwish icons. We will get that fixed pronto, I promise you all. But in the meantime, for the last map of the, last match of the half, Wonderland going for the full B push. Utility, guns out, guns blazing. we can see that Big Cheese and Monster are able to finish out Just Jude and Crispin. Able to give them that third round into the last half, which they really needed if they want to stay into the whole match. Now we can see that the side swap has occurred. We can see the Solitude now on CT, or excuse me, Solitude now on T side, and Wonderland now on CT. How will things go? Many players say that this is a CT-sided map. Many other players say that this is a T-sided map. I'm among the minority that thinks that this is a map that is sided to whoever can play it properly, which is not a whole lot of teams. So let's see how Solitude is going to do. You can see that Solitude is choosing to play a little slowly here. Is Boar V15 able to pick up Wonton in mid? Not necessarily indicating a side for which the T side is going to, however. There we go. Biggie Cheese is able to take out Just Jude over on A side, however. All that seems to be a distraction, as we can see the remaining two players, Crispin and Alexis, going on B side, trying to get the bomb down. Messes up the bomb plant, is able to find the headshot onto King. A desperate situation for Crispin, but he is able to get the bomb plant, which is what he was after, before getting taken out by Monster. Unfortunately for Crispin, he is not going to win the round. However, being able to get the bomb plant is going to give his team some extra cash. So it's not all bad. And with that, most teams prefer to buy AKs and no armor, which is what the Solitude appears to be doing. So with that, I would assume they're going to do a fast play. Now, a fast play towards A seems to be the answer to the question I was going to ask, which is what site were they going to go to? Oh no! The cross map thrown from Biggie Cheese! And a replay. What happened? Did he just get cross knifed and then he quit? Honestly, I can't blame him. Folks, from CT, if you're right here, you run out here and you throw a knife. Sometimes that knife flies up, 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 and down, 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 bounce right into Alexis, which is unfortunately exactly what happened to him. And 6-4. That is not truly the end of the replay, though it is the end of the live match. Let's see what happened truly in that round. But an unfortunate start, nonetheless, to Wonderland. Oh, that's unfortunate. Those scores are right wrong. Okay, excuse me, folks. Sorry, I was messing with the scoreboard on the top there. But here we go, 6-4. Or actually, let me go ahead and bring this up just one more second here, just so we can see this knife happen again in live action. So as you can see here, the knife thrown. Bounces off and hits Alexis square. Where did that hit him? I don't even know, folks, but it hit them nonetheless. Otherwise, he would not be lying in a heap on the ground. Regardless, that is going to put Solitude in a 4v5 disadvantage here as Biggie Cheese is able to find Crispin as well. Make that a 3v5. Blow after blow. Now it's a 3v2. 3v1 for Wonton Valkyrie as Boar V15 is able to take out Knives and able to take out Wonton in retaliation, shutting down what could have been the Solitude play. But unfortunately, with that cross-map knife, just completely destroying the morale. It's tough to come back from that. We can see Solitude choosing to go towards B this time around. sending 2 players through Snake. 1 player B long. We do have a Wonderland player pushing up, trying to get the intel. Is he able to find and get a couple shots off? Knives. Here we can see that Solitude is holed up in Snake. Wonderland players are playing off pretty well here. As Biggie Cheese finding Alexis and 4v15 finding Just Jude shuts down any chance the Solitude play had working here. So you can see Wonton is able to find the knife kill on the 4v15, but that does leave him in a 1v4 situation against Wonderland, but unfortunately make that a 0v3 situation as he is able to get the trade on the King, but not before Wonderland ties it up and makes it 6-6. Taking a look at the scoreboard, in fact, we can see the Knives leads the way at 9-7, followed by 13-11 for Wonton, Just Jude 8-9, Crispin 6-9, Nice, and Alexis 5-9. Meanwhile, over on Wonderland side, we can see the King leads 10-10, Biggie Cheese 10-6, Monster 11-9, 4v15 9-8, and Lupton 5-11. Now getting back right into the action, we can see that Solitude chose to go for a quick B play here. As we can see that King and 4v15 are trying to fend it off. Oh, but 4v15 and King both being taken out by Crispin before trading with him. Monster finding the nade onto Alexis, evening the score up again, but not before the bomb gets planted by Just Jude. 2v2 for Solitude. Can they defend the bomb? Biggie Cheese finding Just Jude. Hard situation for Knives. Finding Biggie Cheese. Oh, but the clips. Oh, and Lupton goes for the clips. But not before Knives finds him in the smoke and is able to shut down that play and putting Solitude back into the advantage with a 7-6 lead. Excellent play by both players, but Knives able to shut down the sneaky play, was able to demonstrate why, again, it just comes down to mistakes. Maybe you should have killed the player first. Oh, and another attempted knife throw on A long. Barely misses the players. Doesn't matter, as Biggie Cheese is able to get the pick on the Crispin on A long, already putting Solitude in a 4v5 disadvantage. Biggie Cheese finding Wonton as well. And 4v15 clearing out Knives, Just Jude being cleared out by Lovedon. That is just going to put Alexis in a bad situation here as he's getting taken out by 4v15. A solid ace, clean sweep from Wonderland as they're able to tie the score back up 7-7. And with that, Solitude's economy is not exactly in the best of shape here. As you can see that even though they're all seeming to buy rifles, not very many players, in fact, everybody besides Knives is not able to buy any armor. And so this is not going to be an easy round for Solitude to win, especially considering that the Wonderland players all have M4s with their one-shot headshots against them. So with that being said, doesn't matter, as we can see Wonton is going to get the knife kill on the King, who is rushing up into B main. Knives finding 4v15 in a Snake. But with that kill, that quick play, they're actually going to rotate, which seems to be the correct move to do, as Wonderland has rotate off of B. But Wonderland, quickly realizing that there are no players shooting out of B main, rotate back towards A, which seems to be where all the Solitude players are. Biggie Cheese finding Wonton and Knives and Mead. Oh, picking up Crispin and Just Jude as well, giving himself a 4K. Oh, Biggie Cheese! Biggie Cheese finds the ace! 5 kills! Picks up immediately on the B fake. Goes back, rotates towards middle, finds 2 kills, finds 2 more kills on A main, and 1 more kill in the back. Amazing read by Biggie Cheese and giving Wonderland the advantage back into the lead at 8-7. You love to see it if you're a Wonderland fan, and you hate to see it when you're a Solitude fan. With that, folks, Solitude is going to bounce back with a solid kill on the Boar V15 over on B side here. Giving them the advantage, but they're not taking advantage of it quickly. As King is able to find out Knives. Wonton finding him in return. Oh, but Biggie Cheese finding the headshot onto Just Jude before finding Wonton as well. Clearly still in the flow for himself. 2v3 for Solitude. 1 minute left. Looks like they're going to try to go for the A plant. The bomb is going to go down by Crispin, but it is going to leave him in a 1v3 situation here. However, with all the Wonderland players being lit, it is possible. Finding one! Biggie Cheese headshot, but not before getting the final bullet he needed onto Wonderland to finish him off. Or Monster to finish him off, excuse me. As Monster is able to find the last number for the defuse and give himself the final round he needed for Wonderland. This is a game, set, match point for Solitude now. Not only if they lose this round will they lose this map, they will lose the match. And they will be one step closer to losing the championship as well. Can they come back? Can they defend themselves? We will see. Solitude going with a really fast B push. Early util. Doesn't find anybody. The flashbang does. Knives finding King in mid. Oh, and Boar V15 and Crispin trading on B, giving the rest of Solitude time to plant the bomb. With the rotates coming from the rest of Wonderland here, can Solitude keep themselves in the game? Let's find out, folks. Just shoot on the defense. Lupton going for the... Oh, no! Lupton going for the quick defuse. Did not work out for him whatsoever, as he didn't bother to kill anybody on sight. And with the rest of that, the rest of his team got mowed down as well. Not a very smart play, but regardless, that is able to give Solitude their 8th round victory, which is going to put them just a little bit closer to 10, if they can capitalize off of it. Now, that does remain to be seen. Was it just a desperate play because they think they have already won? It's possible. And with that early peek on Just Judy, you might think so as well before getting taken out by Crispin. Unfortunately, though, it's not over till the Fat Lady sings. And right now, nobody's singing, as Crispin is able to get taken out by Monster before Monster getting taken out by a nice name from Wonton. Wonton getting taken out by intern by Biggie Cheese. 2v3 situation here for Solitude. Oh, is the Fat Lady gonna sing, though? As Alexis is stuck in a 1v3 situation here, he's gonna try the long rotate. Can he do it? He does have the bomb. All the players are on B, or excuse me, A. And as he rotates towards B, he shouldn't encounter any obstacles. Now the only question remains is, can he defend the bomb? Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to find out. Taking up a position in Cubby here. 1v3 situation. It's game, set, match here. If he loses this round, he loses this entire season for Solitude. No pressure or anything. Oh, but the pressure got to him as... Oh, no! King finds Alexis before suddenly snapping and turning on his own teammates as well before defusing the bomb. Extremely unfortunate for King, taking him from the top position to the bottom, but I don't think he cares about that. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, folks. Wonderland beats Solitude, and they are going to move on to the next round of championships into Week 3. But before that, let's take a look at the scoreboard here. Solitude finished off with Knives leading the way at 14-12, followed by Wonton 17-16, Crispin 11-15, Just Jude 10-14, Alexis 6-14, and that tops off Solitude. Over on Wonderland, we can see the Biggie Cheese led strong, 21-10, especially with some great last plays there at the end. Monster 70-12, King 14-14. Boar V15, 12-13, and Lupton, 7-13. And folks, those are 2 map wins for Wonderland. That is decided. Wonderland is going to be going into the next round of playoffs, and they're going to be taking map 2. And there you have it, folks. As I get everything updated on my side, we are actually going to be getting ready for the next set of games tonight. That's right, folks. Wonderland and Solitude were only the first 2 teams to be playing tonight. Afterwards, we actually got another set of matches for you. In fact, let me see if they're already ready now. They are. Folks, get ready. Pretty soon, you're going to be seeing Malice versus Retcon. Stay tuned, folks. Catch me on the second game. I'll see you there. Ladies and gentlemen, good men and good wives, boys and girls, children and adults of all ages, welcome. Welcome one and all, I am the Quicksaber, and I welcome you to VRML. Guys, we are in the championships. This is week 2, and in fact, this is the second game of the night. Tonight, you are going to be watching Malice versus Retcon. Now, don't forget, if you're watching this in the future people, do tell me what it's like. But before that, don't forget to check out last match that I just casted a couple minutes ago. That was Wonderland versus Solitude. It was a pretty tight one, and I'm not going to spoil who won. So go and check it out. But if you already did, tune in to now, as we are going to see Malice versus Retcon. 2 top teams, as we can see that Retcon is actually ranked number 1 in NA, as Malice is ranked number 8. So it is going to be a tough match, in theory, for Malice to come in and win. But can they do it? Folks, that is going to be what we're seeing tonight. And in fact, we are ready to get right into the action. So without further ado, let's just get right into round 1. Alright, and with that here, we can see this is our match. Oh, excuse me, folks. Just one moment. Here we are. Okay, we can see that everything does indeed look right. We can see that... Sorry, folks. I'm just being very confused. There's something I'm missing out on these Wonderland tags, as it confused me last match, as I thought some players were on the other team, but they were not. But it appears that Malice has some of their rosters. Vicky, Michael, and Call Me Wolf Ordian, as Apache has loaded in along with Stink, Weevu, and Explosion for Retcon. But it doesn't appear that every single player is loaded in, so we're probably going to have to exit this one and see if they load it in a second time. Just give me one momento here, folks. Let's just get right into round. Don't forget about that. Okay. This looks to be more like it. skipping just ahead a little bit here. Not everybody seems to be loaded in quite yet. Huh? Hang on a second, folks. Oh. Huh. Sorry, folks. I apologize for the confusion. If I'm reading this right, it appears, skipping forward 10 minutes in the match, it's not a 5v5 that is being played, but instead it is a 4v3. 4 players on the Retcon side and 3 players on the Malice side. Is this the case? This appears to be the case. Okay, I didn't really look at the scores. I was just looking at the roster numbers to see what the situation is. But it appears, folks, that this match is going to be played a 4v3, which is unconventional, you could say, to say the least. This is what happens, folks. The reality is, at the end of the day, we obviously are not paid for any of this. This is all played in our free time. And sometimes teams don't have everybody on the same page, and they don't have everybody on the same schedule, and sometimes 5 players cannot make it to a match. And if that's the case, it happens. But if teams want the opportunity to at least try and stay in the competition, they can choose to play with less players than allotted. Now, the minimum amount of players a team can play with is 3, which is what Malice appears to be playing with, Malice and Retcon. As we can see, Michael, VR, Vicky, O, and Call Me Wolf are representing Malice, and Stink, Weevu, Explosion, and Apache are representing Retcon. They're playing on Industry, which is a map that was made by a fellow named John Cletus, who was a community map maker once upon a time, who has now moved on, and in fact, Industry has become a Pavlov developer map in the years that came, which is pretty interesting. So, with everything being explained, I do apologize for all the confusion. Folks, this is a 4v3. 4 players on Retcon, 3 players on Malice. Industry matchup for the championships. Week 2, let's begin. RC Stink is able to find the pick on Michael VR, which is going to leave Call Me Wolf, the last player alive, to try and stop this bomb defusal, but he's not, as Weevu is able to find the pick on the Call Me Wolf. 13. It is, I must say, extremely unfortunate that the team is playing with less than 3 people. Or, excuse me, less than 5 people. They're only playing with 3 people. That puts them in a game like this where it comes down to every mistake, every disadvantage. Having one entire less person than the other team is extremely unfortunate. It's lucky for Malice that Retcon doesn't have 5 players, as having a 2-man advantage would be almost impossible. Regardless, Weevu is able to find a pick on the Michael, Vicky, Weevu, Apache is able to find Vicky in retaliation as the blows do come out, and the players do try to make a difference, but it's not going to matter as RC Stink is able to find the pick on the Call Me Wolf here at 3. This, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give it to you straight. This is not a very good situation for Malice to be in here. With only 3 players, already down 2 rounds. Their mentality is not the best. If they're going in with 3 people, you know it's not the best of circumstances going in. Already down 2 rounds. Retcon already out for blood, knowing they have the man advantage, sending 3 players stacked upon each other like it's Halo on A long. RC Stink is going to be able to be taken out by Michael before getting taken out by Apache before Apache finds Vicky. Apache fights Call Me Wolf. This is suboptimal, folks. Suboptimal. Here we can see, it looks like Mouse is going to try going towards B this time instead of A. Unfortunately, Apache is still going to find both Michael and Vicky. And laying down suppressive fire towards Kami Wolf, who's now one shy. Oh! And Kami Wolf is able to get Explosion before again taken out by Dank. But don't worry, folks. That 4v3 is no longer a 4v3. It's actually a 5v3, as Redcon was able to find their 5th player. And now it's a full 2-man advantage. 2-man advantage game. So, a personal anecdote. I know this isn't the most professional, but neither is this game. In 2022, I remember I was playing in Pavlov, and Yellow Hat was casting my match. And our match was kind of similar to this. I think we were in a 4v5 situation, and people weren't taking it very professionally. Or personally, for that matter. We ended up playing like a map called Dingus, which is a map where you're running around on a carousel, essentially. And it's a deathmatch map. It's not a real map. That was what we played in our championship match against my waifu list, which was team at the time. Regardless, the entire situation was kind of ridiculous, and I remember watching that cast back in poor Yellow Hat. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to cast this." And I remember thinking at the time, like, "What? You're a caster, man. This is your job to cast this. You have to." Watching this match, I'm starting to understand exactly what he went through. And Yellow Hat, if you're watching this, I am sorry. But regardless, getting back into this match, Vicky is able to find the kill on the RC, is able to find the kill on the Dank, which does put them in a 2v2 situation now, as the RC Stink does find the LMG kill on the Vicky. Michael finding Apache. I was going to say, it does look like one of the Recon players left. Even though they had 5 players, they actually disconnected one of them. I believe it was Dank that left. Oh no, Dank is still here. I believe it was Explosion that left. Yes, Explosion left to make it a 4v3, which does even it up a little bit, and it is able to give Michael the first kill on the Stink and the first round in Malice's favor. Taking a look at the scoreboard, we can see that Michael does have an even scoreboard of 5-5, Vicky 3-6, Call Me 1-5. Meanwhile, Apache leads 7-1, Weevu 5-3, Stink 3-3, and Dank 1-1. So it's not a 5v3, it's a 4v3, which is possible. I'll admit, I am not optimistic, but we'll see. It's a 3v3 for Vicky as he takes out Dank, evening up the score. Pashi is able to find Call Me Wolf, as Weevu does find Vicky, putting Michael back into a 1v3, but with full HP and a gun, finding RC Weevu. Finding Apache! He's in a 1v1 situation now. Can he clutch it out? He does not. Here he does. I'm so sorry. I was looking at the wrong person. Michael does clutch out the round, finding a 3K and putting Malice back up into the ranks at 5-2. Sorry, I know that was probably extremely anticlimactic for everybody that was watching. I'll admit, I was looking at something else for a split second. I came back and I thought the other person won. But, to my surprise, they did not. Can they keep it up? Let's see. Oh, with the 50 cal shot, miss it. From Pashi. Michael finding RC Stink, tying it up again. Pashi does find Vicky. Pashi finding Call Me Wolf as well. Oh, and is able to pick up Michael XLR. Guys, I think Apache might be Kenny S in disguise. It's just a feeling. And my camera angles aren't saved on this map either. That's a personal issue, though. What? Let me out! I was trapped there for a second. Sorry about that. Okay, here we can see Malice is going to choose to go towards B this time around. As we can see, most of Retcon is choosing to go towards A. This should give them sight, actually, as it appears that both teams have just went the opposite direction as each other. You do see this happen occasionally. Can Malice profit off of this, though? That is the question. You can see a trade come out from Call Me Wolf and Michael. Pashi finally killing to Michael. Oh, and finding the kill onto Vicky is just able to shut down the Malice push and give Retcon the win. Love to see it. Okie dokie. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Here we can see swapping into the next side here. Retcon does have the advantage slightly going into the T side here as they're up 7-2. Now, this is known as a T-sided map as well, which is not exactly great news for Malice. And being down a player 3 to 4 has been pretty unlucky so far. Can they come back from it? Let's see. Michael is able to find Dank, Vicky Apache, putting Stink in a 1v3 situation. Good spot to be in. Does he see him in the smoke, though? Oh, but Stink is able to find Vicky in the smoke with a knife kill. They are able to know, though, that that's where he is. Oh, Stink finds a headshot on the Wolf on 1v1! Oh, can Michael take advantage? He does! He's able to clutch it up for Malice and get the defuse. Hopefully. He is able to get the defuse as he is able to get a third round from Malice. And taking a look at the scoreboard, he now leads the way 13-7, followed by 5-10 and 1-9. Meanwhile, Apache leads 13-3, followed by 7-5, Stink 5-7, and Dank 1-3. Oh, I do it. Oh, I'm sorry. Dank is able to find Michael VR in mid. As I am reading comments saying that I have the logos on the wrong side. I'm sorry about that, folks. Dank taken out by Call Me Wolf. Meanwhile, Vicky is taken out by Weevu. Oh, I wanted to see if I could get the flank advantage, but I could not, as Apache already took out Call Me Wolf, putting Retcon back in the advantage at 8-3. 2 more rounds to win the first map. Can they do it? Statistics say probably. But can they? Oh, the end of replay says that it's likely they win. But who knows? Wait a minute. That's the wrong map. Wait. Wait. Let me out. Let me out. I don't want to be here. This isn't it. No. Stop it. Ah, they don't play Stockpile. They play Industry. These are disadvantages of being a couple minutes behind, folks. Okay, this looks a little bit more like it. Let's go back to where we were. 9-3. Why not? 1 round left, we could see. I think they were at 8-3, but it looks like they lost that round. Regardless, Weevu takes out Vicky O before Michael is able to take out Stink before being the last one alive in a 1v3 situation here as the bomb is planted by Retcon. Can Michael make a play? Is he going to check the corner? He is not going to choose to check to the left. Is able to find Weevu instead. Time is ticking down. Going to try to defuse, but Apache, stops it with a well-placed headshot. And with that, with the man advantage, obviously Retcon is able to take the game. Is going to be able to take the game. Excuse me, folks. I'm sorry. I'm just a little disappointed that this was played with a man disadvantage. When you guys, it's the championships. When you play with a man down, you are at such a disadvantage. It's like playing in the NFL with a 3-man O-line. You just don't have enough manpower to compete with the skills that everybody else has. You need it to be evenly matched for it to be, again, evenly matched. Otherwise, you see what happened here. You don't have enough players to compete with the other players. Very unfortunate, but I think next round they found their 4th player. Maybe even 5th, and we'll see a true 5v5. But, regardless of what I think of the match, folks, going over what really happened, Apache led the way at 15-3, followed by Weevu 10-6, Stink 6-8, and Dank 4-4. Meanwhile, Michael led 15-10, while Vicky went 5-13, and Call Me Wolf 2-12 over on the Malice side. And that is it for map 1, folks. Oh. There we go. We had a little bit of issues there, but it's all good. As we can see, Retcon were able to take the first map pretty securely with a 10-3 victory. Can we see them do it again? This time for map 2, they're going to be playing Stockpile, folks. Without any further ado, I'm not going to waste your time. I don't want my time to waste it either. Let's get right into it. Alright, and as we can see, we're loading up into map 2 here, Stockpile. And it does look like that my logos are swapped around. That's great. Excuse me, folks. I'm just going to take one quick second. I'm not sure why it's not updating automatically, but I'm just going to fix this for your benefit. Just one quick second here. Let me change this to Retcon. And let me change this to Malice. Alright, and with that, let's get right back into the game. Sorry about the interruption, folks. Alright, and with that, now we can see that both sides are properly aligned. Scores are still not updated. We will get that figured out before you guys know it. But in the meantime, let's get right into round 1. As we can see, I thought that both teams had multiple players. But no, I was wrong. It is going to be another 4v3 situation for Malice and Retcon here. I don't believe they're actually going to be playing this map, however. As we can see, all the Retcon players are... Oh. I'm so sorry, folks. I appear to be not the brightest, and I failed to realize that was the pre-round. Whoops, I was wondering why they were being so brash and just boldly rushing up middle, but it's okay. We figured it out. Alright, now for the first real round. It is still a 3v4, unfortunately. And we are going to see... a glitch. As it appears, all the players are frozen. Sorry, folks. 1 second here. Oh. I apologize, folks. I am experiencing some technical difficulties on my end. So in the meantime, while I wait for this to fix itself... Oh. This still isn't right. Just give me one hot second, folks. In the meantime, please enjoy some of our sponsored ads.
Prepare to
Only
start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. Can somebody reinforce? Spud in the bottom, going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Match point.
Well, I do hate to be the bearer of bad news, as I'm sure each and every single one of you are as well. But, guys, Pav TV is broken. And not just Pav TV, Pavlov as well. I am getting communications from both team captains that the game has broken for them and they cannot launch back in. As for me, I can't see any Pav TV games that are being casted right now as well. So, I do hate to do this, but unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the Retcon versus Malice match is going to be cut short. I'm not sure what the final scores are going to be and how this is all going to play out, but the map 1 was finished in a 4-3 manner, 10-3, and map 2 was played out for a couple rounds. But, however, both teams are not able to finish. I am unable to cast, and therefore, guys, I am going to end the stream for tonight. However, before I leave, as this is unfortunate, I do want to leave with some good news. Tomorrow, we're going to be right back at it, with hopefully everything properly working as intended. And we are going to be casting, drum roll please, I believe it is going to be Mages, DEFCON versus the Knights of Heart. So please do tune into that tomorrow. And again, also keep an eye out for VRML Con. That is going to be July 25th. That is going to be for Pavlov, which is what you all saw tonight, but also going to be containing Onward, Breachers, and Veil as well. Do keep an eye out for that. Again, that is going to be July 25th. If you want a ticket, do visit vrml.com. But in the meantime, folks, do visit tomorrow, as we are going to see again DEFCON versus Knights of Heart. Until then, folks, I will catch y'all on the flip side. Have a good night, take it easy, and I will see y'all later.